From a father's perspective now, like you said, that we're adults. Do you, do you as a dad and as a parent and as an adult, do you get excited now for when your kids are out of school, or is it like you're jealous or upset, or is it like a different meaning to you now on the other side of the spectrum now that we have kids and they're now out for the summer?
You know what?
This is Common Ground, the podcast.
All right, welcome back to Common Ground, the podcast. I'm Mark.
It's your boy Drew.
I'm Derek.
And I am Lewis.
All right. So we're going to throw it at Derek. Derek's got something he wants to bring up onto the table.
You mean Drew? Yes.
No.
Us black people do.
Oh,
damn.
no. Wow. We're going to play the card on the second or third episode.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry. I apologize for my behavior today.
Want to try one more time?
You been drinking?
Believe it or not, no.
No, he had water, bro.
Man,
Yeah, he's been
It's the
H2O.
medication. So.
Gotcha.
A little loopy, unfortunately.
Look, I'm just going to leave this in. So,
You sure?
Yeah. why
Okay,
not?
might as well. Okay.
Drew, would you like to tell us the topic you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I will get into the topic. So, since you have a little technical difficulties over there, so it's wintertime. We're past Christmas, and the weather's getting a little frightful. January, February, especially here in Georgia. So, we've had a couple of school closings, which is kind of confusing to me because it was only cold. Right? No snow on the ground.
It was a
no
wind chill.
sleet. There was a little bit of rain in the northern counties, but where I'm at, Gwinnett County, Forsyth County line, it was just really cold outside. And yeah, it's a little frightful. You gotta wear some jackets, but there was an issue with some schools closing, and then in Gwinnett, schools weren't closing, and some people were like mad about it. Like, why aren't you closing schools? And for me, someone that was born in Washington D.C. area where it snows on the ground a lot, it gets sleet and rain, throughout the year. We were going to school unless it was a freaking blizzard. It was a fucking blizzard. They close schools, but there's snow on the ground. You'll live with it. Put some extra clothing on. You'll deal with it. And that's what I want to bring to the pod because I don't know if I'm getting older, starting to grow the old man, get off my lawn situation. But for me, I was like, you guys are bitching about some cold. Like, put on a jacket, put some extra layers on, and you'll deal with it.
And once again, though, there's a lot of hype from the news about
Yeah.
possible snow and ice.
Yeah.
And I
Fair.
get it.
I mean-
I get that.
And I think a part of it is, Georgia will have constant PTSD from the 2014
Yeah,
blizzard.
that was the ice storm of the
ice
century
storm
for
of the
us.
century.
Yeah.
I never get though why APS Atlanta Public Schools shuts down like
That was a crazy situation, and for me, I was directly affected because my girlfriend at the time, who ended up being the mother of my son, was stuck in downtown Atlanta all night.
Oh, I'm talking about recently, like
Oh,
the
you talking about
recent
recently?
situation.
like in the last
Okay,
week or
okay.
so. They closed schools because it was too cold.
Yeah, and that's my point.
Yeah.
Like, why are you closing schools when it's too cold? And I want to ask you guys: am I tripping? Am I just getting older now?
So
in my late
I don't
30s?
think you're tripping, bro. I think like in my head it comes to the concept of like that state itself. I think for us, because like you mentioned, the ice storm that we had was, I don't know if it was like 2021 or 2020, something around there, or 2017.
We had one,
2014.
2014, yeah.
but we did have one like 2 years ago.
we
Yeah,
had one
but
too,
it wasn't as
so-
bad as the 2014.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
So the one that comes to mind for me, I think it was so drastic for us as Georgians that it just kind of changed the whole perspective of or how we handled the situation. But it's funny because I was talking to my sister, and I think they're in either Wisconsin or somewhere right now, and she said it was so funny to her where they're seeing all of this snow, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing," because they're from Georgia, obviously, and they're like, "Oh, all this snowfall," but if you look closely, you see like 6 foot of snow and kids are still waiting on the bus. Right. You see like the Homer Simpson kind of vibes of Mr. Plow, kind of like just plowing through all of the snow there, and everyone's going to work like it's like this is a Tuesday for us, it's no problem. But for us as Georgians, like you said, everything shut down. But then I'm a little biased because how the heck everything else was shut down, but then Gwinnett we wait until the last
that kills me. Like,
moment, man.
Well, so I live in Barrow County, just above Gwinnett.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. There's like no communication. Like, just tell me, yeah, we're still going to school, because I don't want to check every 5 minutes, and then next one you're like, no, we're not going. And then I got to figure everything out because I got to redo my whole day.
Yeah.
Y'all have kids, so you understand what the frustration
we got lives, man. Yeah.
Because then I got to know, okay, do I need to reschedule meetings? Can I go to this thing that I'm going to? Yeah.
Exactly. So Derek, like, what does that mean to you as far as we think of like weather and just all these different shutdowns and closings?
Well, I think the school systems, they err on the caution of liabilities now, because everybody's got a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And your kid slips and falls on the bus, or a car runs into a bus driver, or the bus driver runs into some cars, and then that's $1 million here, it's $500,000 there.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what the school boards are looking at these days. And yeah, we did grow up, you going to school regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
Outside. But now today, everybody's out to get a come up. So
I agree. I think it's funny because you say that, and I think it's going to go into our next topic. Well, when I was a kid and we had that big blizzard, it was like 92, 93.
Yeah.
You got to think kids in the South don't really have the clothing equipment to be out in the snow or weather like that. I remember my parents putting my socks on, some grocery bags on, and another pair of socks because I didn't have shoes to keep snow or water from getting in. So in order to keep my feet dry, but with that being said, I think another topic that we should talk about is if you can go back, right, and pick a day to relive, what would that be for you? And I know it's hard to pick one, but maybe if you have one or two, or maybe three.
I don't mind going first on this one. So if you other guys want to like expound or think on yours, but it's funny that we're talking about the whole weather thing, and not to piggyback off of yours, Mark, but the biggest memory I wish I could relive. Back in 94? What was the biggest blizzard we had in Georgia? 92, 93, yeah. As Mark was saying, it was the biggest like blizzard we've ever seen in Georgia. And it was funny for us because I'm originally from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So we moved to Georgia, and then like I think a year after is when this blizzard happened. And I'll never forget it. It was just snow everywhere, and no one was outside at all. And then you got me and my sister, the whole snow gear from PA, like just living our best lives, like going down sledding and just everywhere. And it was so fun because it was a great memory, but just again, we went from living up north to now being in the South, thinking that we were never going to see snow again, to just this massive record-breaking blizzard, and we're like, hell yeah, slide! It was so fun. It was ironic because we were literally the only kids out there, like for hours.
Right.
But it was a great memory that I'll never forget.
yeah,
It's good. I have one. I used to have a dog. Her name was Sally. Man, she was a German Shepherd. I had her when I was like between the ages of 10 and 16 or somewhere around there. But if I could relive the day we brought her home, that was like the coolest thing ever. Like, my dad didn't even know we were bringing the dog home, and so he wasn't even there. He showed up and was like, "What the heck?" Except he didn't say heck. And just I remember that day vividly. Like, I remember picking her up from the police department who found her.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember going to the store, buying everything they need for her and all that. It was a good memory. It was a good time.
That's good. No, it's funny too. Like, I mean, we all in some shape, form, or fashion had like a pet or a dog or whatever that would be those core memories. I mean, animals in general will always have that kind of inkling in your heart. So, what about you, Drew? Any childhood stories there, sir?
Yeah, you know what? You guys are talking about one memory. I want to talk about a collective memory that I miss dearly, and that's having summers off from school.
That's
right
good,
now
bro.
that we're working, you gotta take
That's
your
so good.
your 3-week vacations to get your summer, and that's just 3 weeks or so. When you're a kid, you've got that whole summer off, right? You can't wait till that final bell rings, that final day of
that's
school.
That's good, bro.
And then you got the whole summer off. And for me, I moved to Florida when I was a kid from Virginia, and then I moved back to Virginia, then finally moved to Georgia. So when I was in Georgia, I would just go back to Virginia when I was a kid, and that all those summer days, you know, it was going to the pool, it was the ice cream trucks, it was staying out all night, you know, playing ball, or you know, me and my cousins when we were kids, we would play tag all night long at a little street light near the house.
Oh yeah.
And we were out till 9, 10 o'clock at night, and those memories, you know, were amazing to me.
There's something about those last 2-3 days of school, like how everything's just like
They count down too.
Yeah, you can tell the teachers are just whatever.
Right.
Somehow you really feel. Before we get to Derek, I wanted to expound real quick on that and ask a follow-up question to what you just said, Drew. From a father's perspective now, like you said, you know, that we're adults, do you as a dad and as a parent and as an adult, do you get excited now for when your kids are out of school, or is it like you're jealous or upset, or is it like a different meaning to you now on the other side of the spectrum now that we have kids and they're now out for the summer?
You know what? It's funny you bring that up. I'll bring that back to what we originally talked about, which was snow days, right?
Yeah.
So when it's the snow day, kids are out of the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, unless they cancel everything, shut the roads down, we still got to go to work, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, same thing with the summertime, right? Kids are out, they're having fun. You know, we're still working. You know, we're still got to provide. And so to answer your question, I've got a range of emotions. I'm happy for my kids. They get on my damn nerves.
I'm glad you're honest, because I agree, man. We're real people.
And that's probably the big thing is, you know, by the time July rolls around, I'm like, man, it's only a month left.
Yeah.
Until these bastards go to school.
But it's different too. I mean, I'm not trying to take up too much time, but
No.
it's different too, though. Like you said, Drew, because when it's like a snow day, like you can't really plan for anything. So it's more of just okay, what we're gonna do to have the kids at home. I gotta still work, blah blah blah.
Right.
But then when it's the summertime, you are planning for like the vacation or we're going to the beach or whatever that looks like.
See, I'm kind of fortunate because I work from home and I do travel, but this is the first year my daughter is in school, in like actual elementary school, and I've kind of planned my schedule around like, oh, she's going to be off this day. Let me try and be off with her so we can do fun stuff.
That's
But
good.
hold on, Mark. I work from home too, and that's why I have mixed emotions. Because
Oh, I know.
they eat all my damn food.
So yours are a little older than mine, so I
Yeah.
See, that's different, bro. I'm telling
But
you.
yeah, to be fair, yes, when I'm not ready for them to be home,
Yeah.
it's like I've been on a meeting with high level clients, and the next one my 3-year-old's coming in
Exactly.
like, Daddy.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh God.
And it's so adorable. Okay, side note, and I'm gonna stop talking. If you guys ever go back to some of our former or original content, there was a really fun blooper where we were like testing out equipment, and he's not lying. His two little girls, so adorable, just come out like,
Daddy.
Dad.
And it's like they're almost talking into the mic.
And then he was like, pause, just pause everything.
So what about you, Derek? What's a day you'd go back to?
Man, I mean, childhood was amazing. You know, you were just free. You didn't have to worry about any bills.
Hell yeah.
Anything that you have to worry about now.
Yep.
You just playing and going to school. That's all you had to worry about.
Yeah.
But nowadays, the kids, they have so many breaks. We didn't have
They
so
do.
many
Yeah,
breaks.
Yes.
that's true,
They got
bro.
hella
Every other
breaks,
week.
man.
It's crazy.
They have a break every
Every other month. It's crazy.
No,
man.
every other week.
Yeah.
So the kids, they're out, they're on vacation the whole year.
And not to cut you off, but it's like I don't think
You've been
that
cutting
this.
a lot of people off
Hey,
here.
I'm just saying this is a good conversation. But don't you think that like this generation, they're not as thankful for those breaks? Like you said, ours were rare. So when we had a break off, we like, oh man, we're gonna be outside all day.
It was like a true adventure.
Yeah, it was
For
actually
us, it's
fun.
like you're going out into the world
So-
and doing stuff versus like getting on your phone.
Exactly.
So I went to school in Florida for about 3 years, and we had what's called year-round school. Right.
Oh,
So
that sucks.
we didn't have a
Okay.
longer summer,
Yeah.
but almost every month I had 2 weeks off of school. Right. So I would go for a month, maybe 2 months, and then I had 2 weeks off of school. Right.
Okay.
So I would go back to Virginia, do what I needed to do, and in the summertime, I think I had maybe like a month or so, which that sucked. But you also got to remember too, every day is summer in Florida.
Yeah.
Where I was living
that's
in
true.
Orlando,
Yeah,
it was the low was
consistently.
75 degrees.
Yeah,
The average was 81 year round.
exactly.
So it was an amazing time. But to your guys' point, my son had a fall break. My son and daughter had a fall break in September. I think it was the end of September for a whole week. And I was like, you guys just got back to school really about a month
Like a
ago,
month ago.
and you're giving you a
Yep.
full week
Yeah,
of
I
break.
crazy.
saw that.
What
yeah.
the heck is that? Yo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So real quick, sorry, Derek. Well, we'll bring it back to you. Is there a core memory through that in your childhood that you remember?
Well, I just remember playing sports,
Yeah.
friends,
Mm.
playing with them all day outside. Going to the park, going swimming,
Mm.
being a lifeguard, stuff like that.
You a lifeguard?
Yeah, back in
Ooh.
the day.
That's
That's
what's
right,
up.
and that's good, man.
That's what's
It's
up.
good to know that we have brothers out there, black brothers who actually swam out there at a young age, man. That's good, bro. I'm proud of you.
It's good.
I,
Proud of you.
I'm going to throw a couple things out, but I and this could be a whole different episode. I love reliving the days my kids were born.
Oh, that's
yeah.
good.
I go
That,
through
Yeah.
them.
that could be a whole.
That's a
episode.
whole nother
So I just
series,
want to put it
bro.
out.
Yeah.
That's on my list. And then
Yeah.
another thing is, I'm going to say one thing. I just want to see how you guys react. From my childhood, Channel 99.
Is that scrambled?
Dude, okay. First off, the youngins, y'all have no idea what we're talking about. Our generation, y'all know exactly what he's talking about. And the follow up question is, how long did you try to
Too long.
to see if you can see all of Channel 99?
Too long, man. It was too long.
That's a whole nother
That's a
topic.
whole nother topic.
Yeah,
in
whole nother
itself.
topic.
I'm glad.
That was
I'm glad
good.
that unlocked the memory. So if you're watching, I'm not going to tell you. Just go, Google.
Google
what
Channel
was
99. Back in the 90s, for sure.
You gotta have some real patience, but the payoff is
It was worth it.
the payoff is worth it.
was
That's
worth
good. That is
Worth
so
it.
good, man.
All right, Green. Lewis, what's on the table?
So basically, just to recap, childhood for all of us can be different, and please follow, and subscribe, and leave in the comment section what's something that just stuck out to you as a kid. And before we continue, another one before we leave, rather. Thankfully, we all come from that timeline of the lights. If that light is on, what does that mean, guys?
Time to go home.
Time to go home.
Exactly. So in this case, it was great to have you guys on the show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And please look forward to the next ones to come.
All right, take care, everybody.
Peace.
All right, folks, take it easy.